Hey guys, welcome back. This is Brian from the BTNHD, and yes, I am finally tackling BitLocker with SCCM. I've done a lot of reading and research, and this is what I've come up with. I haven't tested this out yet within my environment because I'm still looking for a physical laptop that I'm able to enable BitLocker, within BIOS and all that stuff. So hopefully the steps that I go over with you guys, you test it out, let me know if it works out, give me some pointers and whatever. But first time tackling this, I read a lot of Microsoft documentation, and this is what I got so far. So first things first, we're going to open up our SCCM. I am running SCCM 1910. And we need to get into our operating system node. Within our operating system node, I am going to go inside our task sequence. I'm going to right click on it and pick create task sequence. You're going to get the nice little wizard. We're going to leave the default setting as install an existing image package. Click next. Give your task sequence a name and also pick your boot image. This is the following information that I entered. Click next. Pick your image packet as well as your index, and then also provide a local admin password. So I gave it all that information, clicked on next. For this task sequence, I actually clicked on join a domain. I entered my domain as well as the domain OU, and then I provided an account that has full access within the Active Directory to add this machine into, the domain controller. Click next. This right here is your configuration manager client settings. These are my settings within my environment, but yours is probably a little different. So make the modifications here, then click next. I am not going to do a state migration, so I just unchecked everything because I'm not doing it. Click next here. You are able to push out updates during your deployment process. I left it as do not install any software updates. Next. I'm not installing any apps, but most likely you guys are installing apps within your environment. But for this video, I am going to say no for apps. So hit next on that. A nice little summary, next. And you get green check marks, which is always a good thing, and we're going to close it. Now, for within our task sequence, we are going to select our new task sequence, which for me was BTNHD Windows 10 BitLocker. We're going to right-click on it, and we are going to click on Edit. So once your task sequence editor opens up, the first thing that I'm going to do is select the BIOS, the partition disk 0 BIOS. Everything is configured as UEFI or Unify. So within that variable, I'm going to go to Options, and then just give a check mark to disable this step because I do not want it. We're going to go inside partition disk 0 Unify, and within options, just make sure that your task sequence variable, make sure you have underscore SMS TS boot unify equals to true. Okay. Now that task sequence variable is extremely important. So select it, copy it, because you're going to be pasting it in other places. Next thing that we need to do is the pre-provision BitLocker. I left everything as the default from my understanding with the documentation that Microsoft released. But within options, there's nothing in there. So that copy and paste that you did within the partition disk 0, we are going to paste it in there. Now, if you forgot to copy it, you are able to enter it manually. So you click on Add Conditions. You want to click on Task Sequence Variable. The variable and the value would be this, would be underscore SMS TS boot unify, and the value should be true. Press OK, right? If you were smart, you copied and pasted into this. If not, you could do it manually the way I just showed you. Now, next thing that we need to do is at the very end where it says enable BitLocker, right? I left everything as the default, but within options, they're going to give you the SMS TS WTG not equal to true. Now, this variable is this, okay? This is for System Center 2012 Configuration Manager SP1 and later, and it specifies if the computer is running a Windows to go device. Now, I don't have any machines that I'm going to be pushing out Windows 10 that has a Windows to go device. I'm going to remove that task variable within my task sequence because I don't think I'm going to use it. So I selected it, clicked on remove. You get a nice little warning. Are you sure you want to delete it? Press OK, and bam. If you're smart, you copy that SMS TS boot unify variable and you can paste it in here. I wasn't smart, so I'm going to click on the drop down, click task sequence variable, provide the variable name and the value, which was this, click OK, and then you're good to go. Then you apply it, and then you OK, boom. Now, once you're inside your task sequence node, you're going to right click on it and you want to click on deploy to get the deploy software wizard because you need to deploy it. You need to pick your collection. So I'm going to click on browse. You get a nice little warning. Just press OK and pick your collection. Now, I'm going to pick all unknown computers, right? Because when I pixie boot, I want the TPM, the BitLocker thing to enable during the pixie boot process. So press OK on that. Leave everything as a default, click on next. I don't want to advertise this to clients. So click on that drop down menu and I'm going to pick only media and Pixie. Okay, click next. Scheduling, I'm not going to schedule anything. Click next here. User experience, left everything as the default, click next. Alerts, default, nothing, click next. For the DP, I left everything as the default, click next. Nice little summary, click next. All green check marks, which is a good thing, and then close, and then you boom. Now, a couple of things that you need to do within your domain controller or your Active Directory. I have my Active Directory, my /domain controller hooked up into my vmdt.btnhd.edu. Yeah, it's an MDT server / a lot of things, I know. Also my Azure AD Connect. Sue me, right? Not best practice. But when you have limited resources, you got to make it work for you. So within my domain controller, I'm going to click on Start, and I'm going to open up the Server Manager. Once your Server Manager is up and running, on your upper right-hand side, we're going to click on Manage, click on Add Roles and Features, get the wizard, click on Next, Next, Next again. We don't want any roles, we need features. So click on Next here. We're going to go all the way to the bottom where we see Remote Server Administration Tools. We're going to open that up. We also going to open Feature Administration Tools, open that up. And the one that we want is BitLocker Drive Encryption Administration Utilities. So when you open that guide up, you get two other things that come with the package. You got the BitLocker Drive Encryption Tools, and then you got the BitLocker Recovery Password Viewer, which these are kind of settings or plugins that are going to be added within your Active Directory, which I'm going to show you guys. So select all three of them, click on Next, install. It's going to start installing it, and eventually it's going to say installation succeeded, which is a good thing. Click close, right? Next thing that I kind of read with my, researching the BitLocker thing with deployment is we need to create a GPO. So open up your group policy management within your domain controller or whatever workstation that has access to it, whatever. Open it up. I'm going to select my group policy objects, right click on it, and then click on New. Provide your GPO a new name. So I gave it the following, BTNHD BitLocker Policy, and click OK. And then locate your new policy, right click on it, and then click on Edit. We need to get into the following to configure this. We need to get inside Computer Configuration, Policies, Administrative Templates, and Windows Components. And the node that we need to get into is called BitLocker Drive Encryption. Inside that folder, there's three other folders. You got fixed data drives, operating system drives, and removable data drives. Now, the one that we're focused on is operating system drives. So when you select it, you get like a crap load of policies to configure. We're only going to focus on a couple of them. And the first one is choose how BitLocker protected operating system drives can be recovered. So double click on that. Got a lot of settings. We're going to click on enabled. I can't really tell you what's the best practice, but for what I read within Microsoft, the default ones will work great. Depending on your environment, you might have to configure it and tweak it to fit your environment, okay? Now, once you have this enabled, there's one thing that you need to check off, and it's the last option, which do not enable BitLocker until recovery information is stored ADDS for the operating system drive. So you want to enable that. Once you enable it, apply it, okay. Now, the next GPO setting that we need to configure is configure TPM platform for native unified firmware configurations. So locate that, double click on it. For, again, like documentations that I read, if you enable it, leave all the default settings as is, it should work with no problem. You are able to look at the list and then configure it for your environment, but I'm gonna leave everything as the default. I'm gonna apply it, okay, and then you're done with the GPO. Now, if you go inside Active Directory, you locate one of your computer nodes, you right click on it, you go to properties, you're going to see a new tab, which is going to say BitLocker Recovery. If you click on it, you should have like BitLocker recovery passwords and details. Again, I haven't found a machine that I can actually test this stuff out. So I'm hoping that one of you guys are brave enough to follow the steps, test it out in your environment, and let me know how it works out. And also, with one of the items right here, it says if you right click on the domain object, you're able to do a find BitLocker recovery password, which is pretty cool. So if you right click on the primary node of your domain controller, you're going to see a new option that says find BitLocker recovery password. If you click on it, it gives you a nice little kind of finder search box thing, which is awesome. And that's it. Again, I'm still trying to find a machine that I'm able to configure this and test it out for you guys. This is kind of the information that I kind of grabbed from Microsoft and just put it together. Hopefully you guys can follow along, test it out within your lab and see how well it works. If it works out, let me know at the bottom of the video at the comment section. If it doesn't, let me know. I want to see how, if you guys got it to work or you had to do a couple of things to get it to work. I would like to know, because this is my first time actually tackling BitLocker and SCCM. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Leave comments right below. Don't forget about hitting that like button and also subscribe, share out the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.